Hello everyone, my name is Kingsley and I want to welcome you to this video. In this video, I want to quickly show you how to install Ansible on CentOS 8. CentOS 8. I know you already have CentOS 9 right now, but the platform I'm going to be installing Ansible on is CentOS 8 Stream. And also we're going to be using the Python 3.9 .6 interpreter. So this is the virtual machine. You see we've already renamed it as Ansible controller. I've already SSH to the device, as you can see. Okay, so we're just quickly going to run through the installation, and then we'll see how it's been done. It's not really straightforward, especially if you don't have the CentOS subscription, but there are some publicly available resources on the internet that we can use. Now the CentOS version I'm using is let me show you. So if I say lsb_release -a. So as you can see, I'm using CentOS, right, 85.211, right, and the LSB version is called 4.1 64 and all that information. I can also say cat exe release. Okay, so it gives you more detailed information about the operating system that we want to install Ansible on. Now to install Ansible, there's a link to that I figured out that we can go through the process on installing Ansible, right? So this is from votro.com. So you can see the link here. It's very straightforward to install, right? So the first thing we need to do is to install Python. In this case, I'm going to be installing the latest version or close to the latest. I think the latest is 3.10, but we're going to make do of 3.9, which is at least also very recent. Now, why are we doing this? The reason is because if you install Ansible with older interpreters for Python, like the 3.6, you're going to have errors like this 3.6. It's going to tell you Python 3.6 is deprecated, you need to upgrade to the newer version. So that's why we want to go through this process. Okay, so if I pull up my virtual machine and we say Python 3 version, so you can see I think this comes by default with Red Hat or CentOS. I'm not sure, but I don't remember ever installing this, right? In fact, this is a new operating system. So but we need to upgrade this to Python 3.9, right? So that's what we need to do. So we can follow the steps. So something you want to check is if it's a new operating system, you want to maybe add some repository, right? So if you go to this page, which is foxtexnx.com, how to install Ansible on CentOS 8, one of the prerequisites, especially if it's a brand new operating system, is to add some repo, right? So if we say yum repo list, as they said here, let's check yum repo list. So you can see, yes, I already have some repo added to this virtual machine because of course I installed Visual Studio Code. I remember doing that, and this is the base OS, the upstream, and other extras. So what we want to do is to include the I think this is for the enterprise Linux repository, so I'm just going to add that here, right? And yeah, so if we do the yum repo list again, you now see that we now have a repo for enterprise Linux. I think that's what EPL stands for. So let's go back and just follow the steps to install Python 3.9. So I'm just going to grab everything here and just paste it here. So we want to install the development tools, and then we want to get open SSL, these files which are needed, and then you set the flag for -y, which is automatic, say yes to everything in the installation. So I'm going to hit enter. So we're just going to wait a bit and install this. When we are done with this, we are going to grab the Python file, installation file, which in this case it's 3.96. Okay, so let's just wait a bit. Okay. So to make the video shorter, I'm going to be just to pause the video a bit, and then once it's completed, then we're going to continue. Okay, so the installation is completed, and we move on to the next step. So we need to grab the Python file using Winget. So I'm just going to paste that here. It should be pretty fast, and we need to extract the file. This is the command to extract the file. Cool. And then we need to so if you do show if you do ls, I believe the file should be here now, which is yeah, so this is the directory containing the file. So the access to go into the directory, and then you see a whole lot of files that were downloaded. So we've already moved to the directory, and yeah, so we now need to run this. So we don't need to run this again because we've already moved to the directory. So I'm going to paste this. So it's just going to check the files and then probably install like this, I guess. Then once that is completed, we're going to run the make install. I think that's just the, so this process is just checking each of the file, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to pause again. So that is completed, and now we want to just install. So they say user make auth install. So hit enter. It's going to start the installation. Okay, so the installation is completed. It took a while to run through. So if you're following through the process as well, you probably notice the same. And so the next thing says check the name of the new Python executable. So we need to run this command. So I'm just going to come here and right. So we're seeing this directories and the files referencing Python 3.9. This is set the new Python executable as default. Replace the two instances of Python 3.9 and the following command with the name of your new Python code. So I'm just going to copy what they have here, right? And paste it there. I don't think we need to modify. So hit enter. So let's see if we so now we just run through the steps, and then the next thing says we need to upgrade pip. So I'm going to just add this. So pip is being upgraded, successfully uninstall pip 2.1.3, and it's now upgraded to 23.12. And yeah, so if we list pip here, you'd see it's is it here? Yeah, so we see pip 3. Well, it doesn't tell us the version, so let's move on. Just go through the steps. I mean, so you're going to copy the next command here. It says set the new pip as the default. Yeah, so this is very important. If you don't set the new pip as the default, it's going to go back to the old. Hit save, and yeah, there's really nothing special about this command. We don't need to tweak anything. Just follow the steps and get the Python running. So if I do this, we should now have Python 3.9 and of course pip 23.12, right? Yeah, so that's the end. So we want to thank the author of this document, and like I said, I didn't write this documentation, but it's publicly available information on the internet. So the next thing we just need to do is to go back to this second link, which is Fostech next. I believe you can see it. And then we really don't need to do that much, right? There are different methods to install Ansible. First, you so I think I already checked through these processes, and this was what worked for me on my current version. So that what we just need to do is, well, you can do all this if you want, right? GNF install pip. I think we've already done that in the when we're installing Python. So what we just need to do is to run this command, right? And yeah, so pip3 install Ansible. Let's do that. Yeah, so it's going to download Ansible, and yeah, so you wait a bit. This is installing collected packages, resolvely, PyYAML, PySysA, packaging, and so many things, including cryptography, the Ansible core, and all that. Okay, so it's completed. I said successfully installed these packages, Ansible core 2.14. so I think this is the latest as at the time of making this video. If you go and check Ansible website, that's the latest they have. And so if we come here now and say Ansible -- version, I believe, yeah, so Ansible is installed now, and this is very important, right? So you see the interpreter, Python interpreter we're using is 3.96. I said of this is the date of this video, right? And so if we now say Ansible right? So it's going to run and give us the different options. Now, if we were running an earlier version of 3.6, you're going to see some warnings here that says this version is not currently supported, it has been deprecated, and you need to upgrade. So we can do some basic tests by say Ansible module. I think it's the ping module, and then we say to 127.0.0.1, right? So yeah, so this tells us that Ansible is successfully installed, right? Now there's a warning that says inventory was sparse only, right? But I mean, that's really what it takes to install Ansible on Centos 8, right? Thank you, and see you on the next video where we start setting up Ansible controller and then all the various devices that we need to automate. Mind you, this video is going to be part of a log series on using Ansible for network automation. Right, we're going to be working on a whole lot of projects, use cases, different scenarios, and what we can use Ansible to automate within our infrastructure as IT engineers, as network engineers, right? And of course, as system administrators as well. Thank you, and see you in the next video.